Yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is November 13th, 2019. Terry Higgins, what do you have us listening to today? Kylie Minogue, I should be so lucky. I don't know where you're getting this from, bro, but we're playing it. Hey, you send it to me, I play it. Thank you for the song request, Terry Higgins, today. What's going on, people? Hope you guys are doing well, and welcome to another episode. Today, we're going to be looking at something Charlie Lee is addressing regarding this MimbleWimble implementation, and a lot of the community, I guess, is a little scared about possible blowback from implementing MimbleWimble. If you guys don't know, MimbleWimble is an anonymous algorithm that Grin and Beam uses, but MimbleWimble has been out for I think since 2015 or 16 or something like that. It's been out for a while, but no one has really looked to implement it. It's a very good way of doing encryption, and Litecoin is thinking about doing it. I think they really should do this, but this will be an illustration of separating real projects that are about cryptography, about anonymity, and the whole reason we're supposed to be in this space, from those who are just solely about profit. And I guess he addresses this whole issue. We'll take a look at this article out of AMB Crypto that pulls some quotes from his tweet regarding this topic. We'll see what he has to say about it. And speaking of MimbleWimble, Grin, which uses MimbleWimble, receives an anonymous 50 Bitcoins in donations, sparking Satoshi rumors. Wow, we'll take a look at this situation. That's good that they receive that type of donation to keep that project going. Grin and Beam, good projects. And this is the type of stuff we need to really rally around in this community, instead of worrying about when Bitcoin is going to go to 20,000 again, to be honest with you. And the last article out of AMB Crypto as well, Switzerland's SEBA crypto goes live after FINMA approval. This is a custody type of operation that is allowing and bridging the gap between traditional banking and cryptocurrencies. And ironically enough, one of the coins, they're only going to have 5 available out the gate, and those coins will be Bitcoin, Ethereum, Stellar, Litecoin, and Ethereum Classic. So we'll take a look at that article as well. Want to let you guys know you can save 25% on any of the trading algo packages for BitMEX that trades your account automatically. Use the word InstaProfit at checkout at cryptoblood.io. And also MoonLambo. Don't forget about them. If you're ever looking for any crypto apparel, go to MoonLambo. That's shopmoonlambo.com. And there you can also save 10% if you use the word CryptoBlood10 at checkout. We're going to look at the heat map really quickly before we get into things. Bitcoin's dominance is currently at 65.88%. Bitcoin is down just 1/10% to $8,746. Ethereum is up just over 0.5% to $186.02. We've got Binance up as well, 3 1/3% to $21.28. But Neo is going crazy. I was actually going to talk about Neo today. They're up 5%, really kind of off of the backs of, and it's been rallying since President Xi talked about blockchain. If you guys don't recall, Neo was closely working with the Chinese government a few years ago when it was Ant Shares and it got rebranded to Neo. So people were assuming, and still are assuming, that Neo will have some type of place in this blockchain renaissance over in China. I don't know. I think that may be a stretch, to be honest with you. Maybe the Chinese government was looking at it initially, but I personally think in a scenario where an actual country is rolling out their own blockchain, it's going to be proprietary. They're going to build it from the ground up. Maybe they were taking key points or key aspects of Neo blockchain to implement it to their own, but I do not see the government utilizing an open source blockchain. I think it is centralized though, but still I think they'll take, if they want, take some of the key features from Neo and build their own proprietary one, in my opinion. But we'll have to see what happens. But again, that's what traders, the market is pricing in. Neo will be utilized in some form or fashion. Algorand is up 5% as well today, but overall kind of still mixed. We're kind of teetering on heading higher in the markets, I think, because as you can see, we're still bouncing off that support area of 8,600. So at this point, I don't have anything for you other than we have to just wait and see if we can keep this area. If we can, then I think we'll eventually spike back up to take out. The first area we need to take out is this, which is 9,100, and then we'll try to go for the 94, which is the last area of resistance that we never did get above successfully. And if we break to the downside, then of course we've got 8,300 as our last saving grace as far as support goes. So we'll have to see how that pans out for us. But let's take a look at this first article that I want to address out the gate. This Litecoin's Charlie Lee addresses FUD around possible delisting post MimbleWimble. It says that while the developers of Litecoin have been looking forward to the implementation of MimbleWimble, the community seems to be expressing its fears of coming under the scrutiny of regulators, citing the FATFA travel rule, which stands for the Financial Action Task Force. This rule obligates exchanges to record and disclose data pertaining to transactions. Since this is against the purview of privacy coins, several prominent exchanges, especially the ones in South Korea, have gone on to delist privacy coins. And don't forget, Coinbase has as well. If you don't remember, they had Zcash on there, and they also had Dash on there. So this is a real situation here, people. And the crazy and scary thing is that FATFA has been going after even wallets. So I can see a scenario where even wallets like Exodus, Ledger, Nano, all these various hardware wallets and software wallets won't be able to allow you to hold privacy coins on them, simply because they're trying to comply with FATFA. This is a real thing, and I really do see this happening. They're going to just essentially, I've said this before, close in and ring fence any privacy coins to the point where they're going to be such fringe coins to the point where they don't want to use them because it's such a hassle, or they just don't want to look like they are doing something nefarious. So this is a serious thing and we have to pay attention to. But anyhow, many in the community fear that regulators would view Litecoin as a privacy coin, something which would further pave way for the possibility of exchanges delisting the altcoin. Litecoin creator Charlie Lee, along with other developers, has been clearing the air by elaborating on the same. So more recently, in a Twitter thread, a user took a jab at the Litecoin team for implementing MimbleWimble. The user pointed out that it isn't worth taking the risk. What do you mean taking the risk? See, this is what I'm saying. Like, we've gotten so far away from what this is supposed to be about. Remember, people, the operative word in crypto is cryptography. That's what crypto, it's supposed to be cryptographic, right? Charlie Lee responded to it by revealing that no major exchanges were looking to delist Litecoin, as the team had spoken to 3 major exchanges and 2 blockchain analyst companies. And his tweet read, "We have talked to major exchanges and they won't be delisting Litecoin. We won't be doing this blind. It's ridiculous to assume we will risk it all without doing our homework. That said, it's of course not a non-zero risk, but there's always risk with anything worth doing." Litecoin evangelist John Kim, who I've had on my show, guys, on my channel a couple of times, that's my guy, was also part of the thread, with Kim going on to tweet, "Just sell your Litecoin and wait until MimbleWimble is released. Holding it doesn't give you the right to be so negative and one-sided." Previously, community manager of Litecoin Foundation had highlighted that MimbleWimble on Litecoin wouldn't be similar to existing privacy coins in the market. He pointed out that MimbleWimble LTC would have a different chain for private transactions, with the existing chain for public transactions, unlike other privacy coins. Additionally, Charlie Lee revealed that it would take about 6 to 18 months to implement, as well as test MimbleWimble on Litecoin. So I don't know if you guys recall when I did cover this announcement that they were thinking about implementing MimbleWimble, and I went over the architecture and what this article just talked about, and how it's a separate chain where those privacy transactions would actually be completed and settled. So I don't think it's going to be an issue. However, it just shows that many people's motives in this game has nothing to do with financial freedom from banks. Has nothing to do with privacy, keeping privacy. It's all about gaining and securing more bags. And when that's your only concern, you will compromise in all areas just to make money. So we'll see how this pans out. I think it won't be an issue, but still, that just lets you know what's going on. I agree with John Kim, man. Sell your bags. Go make money somewhere else. If it's all about the money, go do that somewhere else. I really commend Litecoin for taking this step to implement MimbleWimble. And speaking of MimbleWimble, Grin receives an anonymous 50 Bitcoins in donations, sparking Satoshi's rumors. It says that the privacy-centric coin Grin received an anonymous 50 Bitcoins to its general fund on November 11th, sparking a bizarre rumor that the generous soul behind it was Satoshi Nakamoto. The donations, announced the same day by Grin on Twitter, was made via crypto exchange Coinbase by a donor who expressly wished to remain anonymous, according to the November 11th forum post by Grin developer Daniel Lindbergh. Lindbergh has revealed that he briefly interacted with the donor while upholding his or their desire for anonymity. He nonetheless shared some of the donor's edited remarks, including reported statements such as, "Our motives are not economical. It's about the technology and the protocol. Please put it to good use for the development of Grin. You keep working on it as you did in the past. This is what we're honoring right now with this donation, so that you can work freely without economic dependency." Apparently, finding the unusual nature of the donation to be not quite enough, some cryptocurrency media outlets responded by confecting the theory that Satoshi Nakamoto, Bitcoin's mysterious inventor or inventors, was behind the donation. So the theory actually came from an apparent Telegram chat message that Charlie Lee himself posted, revealing that the donated coins were mined in 2010 and transferred from a wallet that had been idle for almost 9 years. But Lee said he was just joking. And if you guys don't know, Grin is a privacy coin that implements scalability and privacy-focused MimbleWimble protocol, named after the fictional tongue-tying curse from the popular Harry Potter novel. So MimbleWimble is in part a variant of a cryptographic protocol known as confidential transactions, or CT, which allows for transactions to be obfuscated yet verifiable, so as to achieve both heightened privacy and the prevention of double spending. This year, Grin underwent a hard fork, the network's first since its launch in mid-January of this year, to introduce tweaks to the consensus algorithm in order to achieve greater resistance to ASIC miners. And as I just reported in the last article, the Litecoin Foundation published 2 new improvement proposals designed to work toward establishing privacy features for the network by integrating MimbleWimble. So this is what I'm talking about. This makes me happy. The whole point in this whole industry, guys, is not about investing 50 Bitcoin in an ICO so that you can get a crazy return on your investment, or trying to trade and do all that. Like, all that's cool, but at the end of the day, and I've been preaching this since I started this channel, this is why I don't, the topics that I pick for my channel are topics that are relevant to the continuation of cryptocurrencies in the right direction, to keep you guys updated with those types of headlines. Not when Bitcoin is going to go to 20,000, or when Litecoin is going to go to $1,000, or all types of nonsense that I see in this industry. It's just sad. This article, this is what it's all about. And I'm glad to see people still in this community doing these types of things, donating to the right causes. And this is definitely one of them. So kudos to that group or person, he, she, it, whatever you want to identify yourself as, for donating that 50 Bitcoins to Grin's project. And the last article out of AMB Crypto is about Switzerland's SEBA Crypto AG, which went live after FINMA approval. It says that SEBA Bank AG, earlier recognized as SEBA Crypto AG, has been operational for just 18 months. However, it has managed to acquire a banking license from the Swiss Financial Market Supervisory Authority. According to the blog post shared by SEBA, its services are up and running, and its Swiss clients can now open an account with it. Its comprehensive banking services remain focused on banks, asset managers, pension funds, companies, and professional private investors. The blog added, in addition, a limited range of services is intended specifically for Swiss blockchain companies and their employees. SEBA gives the companies access to a corporate account with Swiss bank accounts, thereby closing an important gap in the local ecosystem. The Zug-based financial institution aims to bridge the gap between traditional banking and the crypto digital world. It does this by offering services in areas like asset management, trading, custody, and financing. SEBA also centers its services around the tokenization of investment products, real assets, rights, and primary financing, a provision which enables it to cover digital assets from end to end. I understand this, and I guess there is a need for this for sure, but look at how much overhead and just waste in fees and stuff it costs these types of organizations to bridge that gap. They had to raise 100 million in Swiss francs to obtain a banking and securities dealer's license from FINMA. These organizations like FINMA are just cartels. So it goes on to say that the users of the SEBA wallet app, e-banking, and SEBA card can manage 5 cryptocurrencies, namely Bitcoin, Ethereum, Stellar, Ethereum Classic, and of course, we just talked about Litecoin, and can convert them into traditional currencies. The SEBA wallet, available to use at 42 million points of sale across the world, represents an important step towards the mass introduction of cryptocurrencies. So, I mean, look, we're so early. The market is still trying to figure out this whole thing, but I'm telling you, it is not that route. There are ways to cryptocurrencies. There are paths to cryptocurrencies for businesses that is way less complicated, right? But this is the evidence of the old system still trying to hold on. They're still trying to hold on, charging companies 100 million Swiss franc, which is not 100 million. I want to say maybe it's like 60, 70 million. I don't know, somewhere around there. It's just insane, and it should not be the case. You guys let me know your thoughts about all 3 of these articles. I'm excited about that Grin. That's great that they were able to receive 50 Bitcoin to continue doing what they are doing over there. Shout out to my man Terry Higgins for the song request. Man, I've never heard this song in my life. I Should Be Lucky by Kylie. If you found this video informative, make sure you guys like, share, and definitely subscribe if you're not. And click that bell when you subscribe to be notified about unbiased crypto news reported by yours truly, Crypto Blood. I'm out of here, people. Holla!